Three of the most important technological innovations of the past 50 years are the personal computer, the smartphone, and the internet. While Apple Computer did not invent any of these, they were one of the first companies to successfully mass market the personal computer and smartphone, putting the internet at the fingertips of millions. They rose from humble beginnings to revolutionize the personal computer industry before falling to the brink of bankruptcy, only to rise again through the commercial success of their smartphone and become the most valuable company in the world. This is the story of Apple Computer. Apple Computer was founded in 1976 by friends Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak in a small garage. A little-known fact is that there was actually a third founder, Ronald Wayne, who sold his shares in the company 3 months later for only $800. That would be worth about $70 billion today. The company was first realized through the Apple I computer. Built by Steve Wozniak for fun, it was just shown at small, local computer hobbyist clubs. But Steve Jobs could immediately see the commercial potential of Wozniak's creation and set to help his friend market it to the masses. However, Wozniak was a loyal engineer for Hewlett-Packard, where he designed calculators. He told Jobs that before they could sell the Apple computer, by a stipulation in his contract, he was obligated to first offer the design to HP. Well, luckily for Apple, HP turned the idea down, asking Wozniak, quote, "What would a regular person want with a computer?" before laughing him out of the office. Asked later about this momentous blunder, HP co-founder Bill Hewlett reportedly said, "You win some, you lose some." Or in this case, you lose a lot, as Apple is now valued somewhere between $600 to $700 billion. Apple followed up on their original design with the more polished and user-friendly Apple II. While Wozniak was unquestionably the technical genius of the operation, Steve Jobs was the visionary. Industrial design and user experience were paramount in his strategy for Apple, and it paid off. The Apple II was one of the most successful lines of personal computers of all time, selling around 6 million units over 17 years, lasting from 1977 to 1993. However, not all was well in Cupertino, California, as Steve Jobs had grown restless with the stable growth of the Apple II and began looking to rock the boat. He made his first wave with the Lisa computer before switching over to the Macintosh. These units shared the fact that they were driven by a graphical user interface, or GUI, which was revolutionary at the time. As is common for Apple, they did not actually invent the idea, but they were the first to successfully mass market it to the public. Launched during Super Bowl XVIII in 1984 with what is now considered one of the most iconic commercials in history. Directed by Ridley Scott, the commercial was a play on the George Orwell novel 1984 and personified the Macintosh as a heroine arriving to save humanity from the conformity of an IBM-dominated market. Successful and innovative advertising became synonymous with the Apple brand over the years. Some of their campaigns include Think Different advertisements and Get a Mac campaign, which famously personified the PC versus Mac debate through the actors John Hodgman and Justin Long. Steve Jobs kept making waves at Apple until he was finally exiled from the company he co-founded by the CEO Jobs had brought in to help him run it, John Sculley. Sculley previously was the CEO of Pepsi, and Jobs recruited him to Apple by asking, quote, "Do you want to sell sugared water for the rest of your life, or do you want to come with me and change the world?" After Jobs left, he went on to found another computer company called Next Incorporated and Pixar Animation Studios. Ultimately, despite developing a devoted fan base, the Macintosh lost the market share battle to the IBM PC, which developed into the plethora of manufacturers selling computers running Windows that we know today. Apple's philosophy of tightly controlling both the hardware and software for their platform was outpaced by the open market and competition which is available on the PC side. This led to Bill Gates becoming the richest man in the world and eventually having to bail Apple out when they were on the brink of bankruptcy by purchasing a large amount of stocks in the company. Steve Jobs went on to oversaw the launch of the iMac product line. Now, while this enjoyed some level of success, it wasn't until the company went on to found the iPhone in 2007 that their fortunes truly changed. It is this product, more than anything else, which has propelled the company to their lofty heights that they enjoy today as the most valuable company in the world. This is the story of Apple Computer.